It was really good for me to see how everything I've learned about in terms of lean over the last 5 years and the tools, how it comes together. Because I think that's not something we get to see, you know, in terms of what does good look like. So that has been of great benefit to me.
Now, what we do with the value stream map is that we use it to identify which steps in the process are actually creating value for the customer.
I work in an organisation that is deploying lean, but this has really, again, helped me piece together some of the things we've been talking about, because in the lean texts, it captures the tools, but it doesn't sometimes capture sort of the elegance of it and how it comes together. And you know, that's gone a long way to helping me today, especially around the theory of constraints and that sort of thing. The first run, I saw my organisation and every other organisation I've ever worked for. The second run, I saw some pretty amazing improvement. In particular, we saw the people go from blaming, which is what we see a lot of, to working together and striving to make the process work, which is a very, very different focus. So you can see a cultural shift, and I you know, people talk about cultural change, and it happens from the ground just by doing it this way. And I've started to see that even in the company I work for. So yeah.
Well, in the first run, obviously, we didn't have any sort of information about lean manufacturing, so obviously there was a little bit of chaos. That's what usually happens in different companies when you don't have that knowledge. So obviously in the first round, you know, things didn't go properly.
Great job, Ben. Great job, Ben.
But once we start analyzing, you know, the processes and see what are the things that doesn't add value to your system, and come up with different lean thinking and lean methodologies, then you can restructure, you know, your processes.
Yeah, look at all this inventory building up here, which is telling us that that is a bottleneck. Yeah.
And obviously in the second round, things were much better, and you get a lot of information, a lot of knowledge from it. Each person has different experience, you know, in different manufacturing areas, and they all pull all together, you know, their knowledge, trying to solve different problems. And I think that sort of interaction, you know, is really good because you get a lot from it. Well, it's going to help me a lot because then I can analyze processes in the same way we did it today, but it'll be in a different scale, obviously, and then come up with some ideas to improve, you know, waste and increase efficiency based on lean manufacturing.
And it's proven today that in smaller batches can work if you identify the bottlenecks and the constraints. So yeah, we'll be going back and trying to apply some of the stuff we've learnt today. And the 3 different production runs that we've effectively done have really opened our minds up to a different way of thinking.
Because it's only the last little bit of the last turn that does the work. You know, it's value add, if you like. All of this other nonsense, all this running up and down, all of that's waste until you get to the last little bit.
It's been a real eye-opener for me and my colleagues. It's just inspired me all day. Ideas have just kept popping into my head. I've been writing notes. Little ideas I've picked up through conversation with the group and with you guys. It's just highlighted how well these little ideas would work, and it's just been a real inspiration. It'll give me confidence to try a few different things. The fact that we've come as a group as well, I think has really been beneficial because, you know, I'll be able to bounce some ideas off to my colleagues, and I think that basically will give me the confidence to have a go because I've seen it can work.